I trust you're well. I certainly am. I am in the garden and I trust that you are keeping well. It's a spring morning in the UK here. It's actually towards the end of March, and I just want to say thank you so much for joining me in this video where I am at the back of my garden, and my task today is to see if I can bring some sense to this back path. You will see from one of my recent last videos where I was changing the patios at the back of the garden, the patio stones I should say, and you may have been wondering what I was going to be doing with the remainder of the stones or the slabs and those which I exchanged. And I have a path that I have worked on in the past back here in the garden, and today I plan to just tidy up and increase the length of the path in areas and tidy this part of the garden up. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just here to tidy up the back of the garden where I have this path which I've been working on over the years. Every year I sort of add a few more slabs to it and increase the size of this garden area. But I do hope that you're well and I hope you can join me and stay and watch this video, and of course, as always, just enjoy. Thank you so much. So here is a path I speak of, and I've got some of the slabs from the back of the patio area, and I'm just really doing a mishmash of a path here. There is a previous video where I created this path. It didn't exist previously, but this back of the garden was getting really quite muddy, and I have a pond back here, and oh, actually that's another thing I need to do today. I need to lift these polystyrene containers off the Gunneras. The Gunneras are a large leaf plant that do incredibly well by rivers and lakes and ponds. So I do plan to remove those and hopefully reveal the Gunnera. I suspect that they are growing under there because despite the heavy slab that's on there, piece of slate, the polystyrene definitely seems to be lifting. So it's an indication to me that the plant underneath is doing really well and needs to be released. I'll do that today. You can see back here the garden's looking a little tatty. I've got lots of twigs and branches covering the path because recently I trimmed back some leylandii, so I've got a lot of debris, for want of a better word, back here, and that's my task today, just to tidy up the path and extend it to create a little bit more walkway. Okay, so I hope that explains what I'm doing today, and I'll do my best to bring you along as always and move the camera around so that you get to see the before and hopefully the after. This is a job that might take me more than just this afternoon, the few hours that I have, so I'll be sure to come back and show you more in the future. Whilst I love this plant, and I really do, this is comfrey, it's quite a prolific grower. I'm just going to pull out some of the surplus, but I'll use it as a mulch because at the moment it's growing, covering up all areas around the path. I want to reveal some of the cobbles and paving stones that I have in this area. So, got some forget-me-nots as well. The forget-me-nots have got these fantastic little blue flowers. And yes, you might wonder, why am I pulling them all out? Remember, these are beautiful wild flowers. So I don't refer to them as weeds. They are flowers. However, for me, they're growing in the wrong place, and for that reason, I will be moving them along. I never have a problem growing these. They grow quite prolifically. But I would like to reveal some of the pathway along here. And at the moment, it's just a little overflowing with wildflowers. So as you know, I do not use any chemicals or pesticides or anything to try and kill off the wildflowers, aka weeds, but wildflowers. And so everything I do in the garden, I really try and be sure not to bring in any any chemicals. So to remove the wildflowers, I have to just resort to using my hands and tools. I've got an old trowel here, and I'm just going to dig them out. They will still go to good use because I'm going to use it as mulch around the base of some of my fruit trees. And so I'm not taking every single plant away from the edges of the path or in between the cracks, but I am reducing some of them, and I will be leaving others. So I'm not looking for a sterile type of look, but I am taking out some of the grasses and some of the wildflowers, and I'm leaving some. I've got some chamomile here, and you can't smell it, but it smells lovely. So I intentionally planted some chamomile in this area. I'm going to mostly leave the low growing, the creeping sort of plants, those that are a lot taller, like the forget-me-nots or the comfrey, I am removing. I'm also sort of removing the grasses as well. I've even got some creeping thyme in some areas. I'll leave those. So again, I'm not looking for a sterile look, but certainly I would like to have it to be visually pleasing. The bees are coming to the pond edge to gather some much needed water. Goes underneath this fleece. Yeah, well, that's good news. That is good news, because the crown has made it through the winter. And I must show you something. They do like to grow near ponds and rivers and lakes, but this is really quite curious. It's a Gunnera. It looks very rhubarb-like, doesn't it, with its red stems and lime green leaves, but these will unfold as the temperatures get warmer and warmer and warmer. And it's just by the pond. And what's quite interesting is that I have one here, another one, and it seems to be trying to separate itself from the mother and migrate or move closer towards the pond end, towards the pond edge. So that's quite interesting. There's a slight crevice. There's a slight cavity here, and it just seems to be migrating, certainly towards the edge of the pond. But I'm going to watch gradually over the weeks as this unfolds in its entirety. Gunnera. So that's it there. Gunnera. Just by the pond. And then we have the finished path. For today, swept and cleaned. I've taken away just some of the excess debris, but absolutely, and there's a bee coming to see me. And there's a bee, can you see her? Much of this is chamomile, and when you tread on it lightly, it releases the most beautiful aroma. But in the bricks as well, these are just old bricks and old patio tiles that I randomly put together and created the path. And I have some creeping thyme, some chamomile and other wildflowers growing in between. And I also have areas with moss, and it's beautiful. I'm certainly not looking for perfection in any way. I'm not looking for it to be totally clean. I like the fact that there's a lot of life growing in here, and I just need to keep it to a certain level, however, and just enjoy this space. So that's me for today. Be in the garden, be in nature, and the bees are certainly coming out and being in nature. So thank you so much. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do give me a thumbs up. It really goes a long way into pushing the video so that others can enjoy and see nature at her best. Remember, this is a child-friendly, family-friendly channel. Great for the whole family. This is why I plant comfrey. The bees are just making a meal of it here. And if we can all do our bit for nature, and that's why this channel is called To Be in Nature, because as we can see, and it is the truth, that without the insects, without the beneficial insects, including all type of bees, we would struggle. But look at them. They're enjoying the comfrey, and I'm enjoying them enjoying the comfrey. So thank you again.